welcome to the Standpoint. Well, you know, there's one thing having experts tell you stuff. People who have learned, who have gone to school, who have degrees and PhDs on a certain topic, telling you about it and teaching you. And there's another thing where people who have lived it, experienced it, practiced it, gone through it, seen the pros and the cons, telling you as it is. And today we have people who have left it and are living it and practicing it, seeing the challenges, the ins and the outs and the good, the bad, the ugly sides of it, coming to share experience with you and I. Managing family finances. And when I talk about family finance, I'm talking about husband and wife. Anyway, I don't need to say more, but I'm sure you're sitting up. It's caused so many problems in marriages. Most of the time, it ends up where it shouldn't end. My name is Gifty Auntie. Welcome to the Standpoint. Let me say thank you to GTP for my cloth. My dress was made for me by Ophelia Crossland Designs. Thank you so much. My beads by Trendy Trends in Tema. Hair, I fix my hair at Exotic Trends. It looks like I like trends, you know. Exotic Trends at the Marina Mall. And also, makeup products by Maybelline New York and applied by Nuts Beauty Studio. We are so grateful to all of them. We take a break. When we come back, we meet Mr. and Mrs. Mante. We'll be back.
Water gives life. Water is life. Enjoy the pure, refreshing taste of Awake purified drinking water, which comes in a uniquely designed bottle with a lemon green tap. Water is your perfect way to stay hydrated. And remember, for every bottle you buy, an amount will be donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center, Ghana. Awake purified drinking water. One for life. For bulk purchase, contact 0262 351 251.
Standpoint. Today we are touching on a very sensitive, topic and very, very important, crucial when it comes to marriage and family matters, managing family finances. And I have the right people. As I said, I have a power couple who lived, apart from having knowledge about it, they have lived it, they have practiced it, they know the ins and outs of it, and they are willing to share so that you and I can learn. And to my extreme left, I have Mrs. Linda Mante, Chief Executive Officer of LM Total Aware. The woman is in love with the details and she's carried everywhere. Good to have you back on this. You remember her, the Cambodia and the Tunisia. Yes, that's the lady. She has many sides to her. She's a married counselor as well. Good to have you back on the Standpoint.
Thank you.
And thank you for my earring. To her, I have Mr. Paul Kofi Mante, who's the Managing Director of EDC Investments Limited, EcoBank. What is EDC?
EcoBank Development Corporation.
Oh, okay. All right. Welcome to the Standpoint.
Thank you.
I'm sure you two are used to doing programs together.
Yeah.
So it's nothing new at all.
No, not at all.
The power couple.
Yeah, we are trying.
Yeah. How long have you been married?
16 years.
16 years.
Yeah.
And you still behave like boyfriend, girlfriend. When we're taking the picture, you think I didn't see what you did? I saw it. Yeah, come on, we'll say it now. But let me start with you. From the point of a husband, a counselor, you're also a Pentecost elder.
Yeah.
How important is money when it comes to marriage?
Money is very important when it comes to marriage. In fact, you need money to start the marital journey. I mean, even to go through the engagement, the traditional marriage ceremony, if you decide to have a wedding, you need money right from day one. And when you marry, I mean, you don't marry...
Mr. Mante, hold on there.
Yeah.
You said you need money to even start
exactly.
the marital journey.
Yes.
So those who are, my parents will provide,
no.
It doesn't matter if I don't have a job.
No.
It doesn't matter if I don't have
no.
it. When we marry, things will fall into place or things...
No.
It's a
there
wrong
must
move.
be some steady income from day one.
Okay.
It may not be both couples, but at least there must be some steady income from day one. It's... Once you say you are getting married, you are an adult. It must not be about your parents. Yes, but it's...
That's because the person is good sexually. But people marry because the person speaks well. I mean, there's so many sometimes reasons why people marry and you wonder, but they marry.
Yeah.
How important is marriage from a woman's point of view?
Yeah.
I mean, money when it comes to marriage.
Thank you very much, Ohiniri. Money is very important. And taking it from where you just landed, reasons why people marry. Some people just use, I always say people just misuse the word I love you and those kind of things. But when we are talking about love, the feelings and the affection form only 10% of marriage. And if you are doing an exam and you score 10%, we all know that it's a failure.
It's a failure.
There are other components of marriage that are very important as well. Finances is one of them, and that is what we are talking about.
Yes.
Money is very important because, like my husband said, you can't just wake up in the morning and then the atmosphere of love in the home puts food on your table. You have to use money. And, you know, we always say that everybody's money is in somebody's pocket, but you can't go and just bring it out just like that. So it is important for the family to plan their finances. Things like our health. It is important for us to plan because we don't plan to get ill, but it's part of life.
Yeah.
You wake up one morning and the child is sick. And this is not the time when you have to go knocking on people's doors to beg for money, to take your ward to the hospital. These should be provided for.
And these things, do you plan them or talk about them whilst you're courting or when you're married?
You need to plan before the marriage. You see, because when we talk about, we have what we call the family system. Okay. And in the family system, we have our functions as individuals. And before we became a couple, we were individuals. So when we come into the marriage, when it comes to finances, people come in and they have loans. Or they have loans and they come into the marriage.
Yeah.
People come in and they have assets and they come into the marriage. So before the marriage itself, there should be an open kind of discussion.
Thank you.
So that you lay on the table what your assets are and what your liabilities are.
That's so important. That's a question that we don't ask when we are courting.
Yeah.
You come into the marriage with a baggage or an asset. Thank you. You know, a baggage or an asset, you know, and the baggage could be the debts you are bringing in there as an individual. And once you come in, it becomes our problem, or is it your problem? And the asset, is it my asset or our assets? Mr. Mante?
Yes. You see, I know that we have viewers who may not be Christians. Yes. I understand that. But one of the things that has been very helpful to us is some biblical principles. Right. I mean, Genesis 2:24 would tell you that for this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to the wife, and the two will become one one flesh. They will become one. So when you are walking to the altar, when you are saying I do, you should know that it's two individuals joining your finances. So when you are saying I do, it's not just saying I do. It's also about joining your finances. Whether you decide to be transparent or not, you are joining your finances. So from where we sit and for what has worked for us, and it's important to state that in this discussion, every marriage is unique.
Yeah.
So what works for one couple
may not
work for another couple.
But there are common principles.
Yes, but there are common principles. So that's why I want to head towards. Okay. Transparency is important in the marriage. Transparency. Even if you are not joining finances, there must be transparency. There must be openness. And it is ours, not hers, or not mine. Yeah. One of the things that was very helpful to us was when we married, Linda was not working. She wasn't working when we married. So when I took my salary, anytime I was paid, I just withdrew everything. I zeroed my account. I took the cash home. We had a drawer, placed the money in the drawer, and I would tell her, look, this is all we have for the month. So let's manage it. If you need money, you take some out of that drawer until the month ends, and until she found a job. Between 2005 and 2007, I also went to school to do my master's. Because of financial challenges, I was contemplating whether to go or not to go. And then she comes in and says, look, for the 2 years, don't worry about family finances. Leave that burden on me. I'll cover your back.
Wow.
I'll make sure that for the 2 years, we won't have challenges. And for the 2 years, she took care of the home. Because from day one, I was open. The salary was not mine. It was ours. And today, we don't do chop money. I don't give chop money. When I'm paid, I've been paid. Charlie, this is the money available. What are the plans? We will do this, we will do that. Children's education, blah, blah, blah. This is what is left. And we manage. And it's worked for us the last 16 years.
Wow.
So it's not mine. It's not mine. It's not hers. It's ours. But it's not just by saying. We need to act it. So when you say it's ours, but you go and buy a land, and it is registered in the man's name alone. Meanwhile, you are telling your wife that it is ours. You buy a car and it's registered in the man's name alone, but you are saying it's ours. So I think that there are some common things, especially when it comes to property, that we need to do in the joint name. And when I say joint name, I'm not talking about Mr. and Mrs. Mante. It's Paul Kofi Mante and Linda Mante. Because tomorrow anybody can be called Mrs. Mante.
Yes.
So it must be the full name. And there must be that assurance. And because I am a man, I will speak from a man's angle. And I think that a lot of the responsibility lie on us as men to assure the women that there is openness, there is transparency, and there is nothing to hide. I don't think women are too difficult. We have a responsibility. If we can carry them along, we'll be on the same page.
So the first thing I've learned is transparency when it comes to managing family finances. The transparency from day one, before, you even get married. The money you have, what you are bringing in, your assets and your baggage, your liabilities. So they're finance, person. So your liabilities, you let them know when you go in there. It is important you let transparency prevail. How much money you are earning and how much, because there are people who don't even know how much their husbands earn in a month or their wives earn in a month. Let me take a break. We'll be back shortly. Well, let me say thank you to our supporters, Kodam's Gifts and Stationery, Go-Got Yogurt. As a woman, yogurt is good for you, so you go for yogurt. Juice Time, 100% fruit juices, no preservatives, no sugar, no additives, whatever. It's just 100%. And Awake Purified Drinking Water and Royal Drinks by Casapreco Company Limited. Cake Techniques International, Marimat Kitchen and Events GH, Yep Cleaning Services, Dream Oval, and House of Foods. Auntie Vera, thank you so much. Today I got my package. I'm sure there's the green pepper inside, there's the shito inside, there's the wache, everything. Thank you so much. We take a break. When we come back, we'll definitely continue this discussion. If you are out there, you want to support us, the Award Answer Reading Project, please, please, please. We are still collecting books, and this time it's not just for Idumasa. We're also giving to other rural communities as well. And then, of course, the Girl in Need Foundation. Yes, free SHS. But what about the primary? What about the junior high? We take care of children from creche. Yes, creche up to tertiary level. So please keep donating to the Girl in Need Foundation, 1 Ghana cedi or more. And then Christmas is coming. Happy Feet. Very soon will be in December. I ran the Happy Feet program where I collect shoes, brand new shoes, and a slightly used shoes for children in the rural communities. This time, deep, you may not think people live there, and we need to reach out to all these children. So please, shoes for children from birth up to 16 years for both male and female. Call will direct you where to bring them. But if you can't bring them, please, even if it's one shoe, I'll come and collect it. By Ophelia Crossland Designs. Thank you so much. My beats by Trendy Trends in Tema, and then I fix my hair at Exotic Trends, especially the Marina branch. Makeup products by Maybelline New York and applied by Nax Beauty Studio. My earring by my sister, Mrs. Linda Mante of LM Total Wear. Charlie, the clothes they have. You see that red dress that we'll talk about that later. Okay, Mrs. Mante. Now, well, I mean, such revealing facts, you know. I'm learning a lot. Now, there's the issue of joint advisable for a couple.
Okay, thank you. There are lots of factors that comes into play. You know, with some couple, they may think that, well, it is fine. Let's have a joint account. And the joint account, we both have to sign. Let me put it this way.
Yeah.
There's one that the two of us would have to sign
all the time.
All the time. Or any can sign. It depends, again, what is the objective for the joint account? Let's say that we are having a family project. We have goals. Financial goals that we set for our families. Like, we want to build a house the next 5 years. We don't want to be living from one place to the other, renting, whilst building. So let's put our resources together and then build. Therefore, we need a joint account. So in this case, we decide that at the end of every month, this is how much each of us is going to put into that account. We made a joint account for a project. So that one can be there. And there is one too that maybe we think of having it for the upkeep of the family.
Yeah.
So we have a joint account where we put our resources in for the use of the family. So joint accounts, we keep our separate, our future, our retirement, children's education, and those kind of stuff. Yeah, so
and I know the two of you, planning for retirement means a lot to you. And we'll have to do that because it's a whole, I mean, I'm sure we can do 10 you know, on that, you know. So the joint account that you have, it's like towards a project.
Yes.
So you don't,
investment account.
Yes. So that's what you have. But you have your separate account, but there is transparency.
There is transparency.
Mr. Mante, so is it important for your wife to know how much you earn a month, or for your husband to know how much you earn a month?
Yes. I keep asking this question. Couples can have sex. We are not afraid that we may pick an STD from our partner. But when it comes to finances, we are afraid that your wife will know how much you earn. She is my life partner.
Yeah.
We have children together. So there is no reason why you need to be hiding finances from your spouse. Of course, like I said earlier on, every marriage is unique.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's also about what people know about their spouses. So a husband knows that once my wife gets to know that there is money, everything is gone the next day. Or the wife knows that once my husband gets to know that there is money,
he won't
pay the school fees.
Yeah.
But you see, at the end of the day, it goes back to the foundation I built earlier on. When we see it as ours, when it's not his, it's not mine. So when I am working, I work with EcoBank, but the salary I make is ours. When she travels, she goes with my ATM card. So when she needs money, she can withdraw. And when she is traveling, she signs positive checks and leave them with me, just in case something needs to be done. Then you can complete the check and pick some money out of the account. So there must be that
financial trust.
Yes, and full disclosure.
Full disclosure.
But you see, at the end of the day, if there is no side chick somewhere, if you are not using money to do something that you don't want your wife to know, why would you hide the money? What do you want to do with the money that you don't want your wife to know?
Right.
So I think that there must be transparency and there must be full disclosure. Even when you don't have joint accounts, there must be full disclosure.
But Mrs. Mante, because sometimes, especially from the part of the women, the men, there's a side chick somewhere. He has children with some, woman somewhere, sending money to relatives and without saying anything to you. And I guess sometimes it makes the women also feel taken for granted and cheated. So they also keep everything to themselves and everything. They want to hold the man responsible for every penny that must be spent in the house or on the children.
It's true. It's true. It can be quite frustrating in a home where the husband or the wife is not so transparent with the finances and have issues. I mean, when I talk about issues, I'm talking about a whole lot of things. Some side chick somewhere, nieces and nephews who come and the wife doesn't know anything about it. Some of them, even on their phone, their password, they have the eye one, the nose one, the lips one. And yes, because you see, if you do all these things, then you are sending a certain signal that when it comes to finances, this is me, and that is you. So, you see, sometimes people don't want to be cheated. So they wisen up, even though that is not the best thing to do. So you realize that it becomes a big issue at home. Children's education needs to be planned for. Because the children won't wait for anybody. They won't wait with their growth.
No.
So if you don't plan for it, it will just meet you somewhere. They have to go to school. So you need to have a plan for current education and college education.
Let me digress a bit. I mean, Mr. Mante, both of you are marriage counselors and you are a church elder. How did we get here with marriage? The marriage that God created that's supposed to be beautiful and loving and caring and perfect. How did we get here that there's so much mistrust in, marriage these days that, we touch on issues of you don't even know your husband's password to the phone or to the computer, laptop, or whatever it is. Always hiding something, or you don't know your wife's. Why we are not open. It's the same Mrs. Mante who came on the show sometime talked about naked but not ashamed. That should be marriage. But how did we get here?
Well, we can't have it our way. The simple answer to your question, Henry, is the fact that we have decided to have it our way. And it starts even before the marriage, where people are doing all kinds of things when the Bible says don't do it. So you build a certain foundation towards the marriage, and we start the marriage, and the Bible says a man will leave his mother and father. So there are three important concepts here. There is a living, and the living means living financially, emotionally, spiritually, and all that, physically. So there is a living, there is a cleaving where we are coming together, and there is one flesh where it's us. It's not me. It's not you. But once you decide that I'm getting married, but I'm not living. I am getting married, but I'm not cleaving. I am getting married, but we are not one. Then we'll keep having the challenges we are having. Okay. You see, when we have built property together in our joint name, because every marriage has challenges. I mean, we have fun. We have a lot of fun, myself and Linda. But it does not mean we don't have our challenges. Yeah. We have our challenges. We have our misunderstandings. We try to resolve them. But you see, when we have done joint properties, it's difficult for me to walk away. And it's difficult for her to walk away. But when I built my house, she has built her house. It's very easy for her to say, look,
I'm going to my house.
I'm going to my house because I have my house. So if we can cleave, if we can do things together, even when the challenges, and every marriage goes through the challenges, the storms will come. When the storms come, it's easier for us to face it and overcome it than when I've done my own project, I've done my own investment, she's done her own. It's very easy to work out. So if we decide not to be transparent and we are doing things on our own, we set the marriage up from day one for the possibility of failure and then divorce.
And sometimes, family too don't help. The parent will tell you, and Kofi, mommy a day, so Linda, go and collect from your husband and come. Bema to know the things they tell you during marriage. You have to bring money home. You are the woman. You have to do this, and there's so much that we have to hide to do things. You don't have to let your husband know when you're giving something to your mother. You don't have to let your wife know, and these things lead to so many misunderstanding and hurts and bitterness in marriages.
You see, marriage is an institution, and when we talk about an institution has its rules and regulations that governs it. One of them is maturity. We need to be matured. It's not about I'm ready to get married. It's about maturity. And when we talk about cheating, it's not only about having a side chick. If you don't disclose your finances, it's also cheating.
Yes.
It is also cheating. So it is an institution. If we want it to work the way it should, we should mature. We should learn certain things. We should, first of all, unlearn.
And relearn.
And relearn. Because it is the marriage for the two of you. And it must work. You see, there are also other aspects of it, like bringing up the children. We are looking at how to improve our finances in the marriage. So let me just chip in this. Our children should be part. We are talking about family finances. So children, as they are growing up, should also be trained to know that it is important. Money is such an important thing. What we do is that even when we are going to the mall with our 4 kids, we give each person a budget. Proud to that. You go and then they will take this. Mommy, buy this for me. And if you say, oh, we haven't budgeted, they are like, oh, mommy, why? So we sat down and we took this decision that anytime we are going out from home, we decide that you are the firstborn, you are spending 50 cedis. Secondborn, 30. Third, 24, 10 cedis. So when we enter the mall, they are so enthusiastic. They are going up and down.
But they know their budget.
They know their budget. Immediately they pick something. What do you think is the first thing they will look at?
The price.
The price. So when they look at it and then they see his budget is 50 and he sees 120, then he will like, he puts it down. That is, we are training them.
Yes.
So if you make them to understand, they are also going to help you to get to the level you want to get to. That is why full disclosure is important. And transparency is important.
Okay, we'll be back. Hi, my name is Ohineyere Gifty Auntie, author of A Bit of Me. A Bit of Me is my first book. But before I came out with this book, I'd been doing short videos, still with the same title, A Bit of Me, where I motivate and inspire people. The videos went very viral and lots of lives were touched. That pushed me to put those videos and articles I write and some new ones together to produce this book. This book is basically an inspirational and motivational book, and it's aimed at making sure that you get inspired to be the best version of yourself, because everybody needs inspiration. No matter how powerful you are, no matter how rich you are, every now and then you get that, low moment. And it's inspiration that will get you to pick yourself up to do what you love to do best, to push you to strive to achieve your goals and your dreams. So get a copy of A Bit of Me from any vendor near you. You can call 0543 618182, 0543 618182, and they will tell you where you can get a copy of A Bit of Me from a vendor near you. We have it in Koforidua, in Kumasi, in Obuasi, in Cape Coast, in Takrady, in Ho, in Accra, in Sunyain, and so many other places. So call 0543 618182 and get your copy of A Bit of Me. And then, even if you think you don't need inspiration, please buy copies and send it to people who may need it. If you buy in bulk, you get a discount.
Hello everyone, my name is Mahima Yusuf. I'm the host of the Sanju Medie and Hansemu Cooking Show on Angel TV.
Mommy, God bless you so much for this book, where you said, hey, you are beautiful, get up, stand up, you can shine, you can make it, you can do it. As if it is just ringing my ears. And for HND, so say admission that's starting on February. And I know reading this book has really transformed me so much. I mean, reading really important. But baby, I'm reading a great ginger mama. I'm able to take this step. I'm going to equip myself, learn so hard so that I can stand out and be different among my colleagues.
Welcome back to The Standpoint. Remember, this program is also aired on ABN TV on Sky Channel 195, which is across Western Europe, parts of Canada and Asia. It's also on Virgin TV Channel 842 in the United Kingdom, in the UK. Now, let me say thank you to our supporters, Kodam's Gifts and Stationery, Gogot Yogurt, Juice Time 100% fruit juices, Away Purified Water and Royal Drinks by Casapreco Company Limited, Cake Technique International, Marimat Kitchen and Events GH, Yep Cleaning Services, Dream Oval and House of Foods. Dream Oval takes care of our website. That's www.thestandpoint.com.gh. And follow us on Instagram, like our Facebook page, and then follow us on Twitter as well. And it's all The Standpoint. YouTube channel, subscribe to it, please. It's The Standpoint. Look out for it. Now, before I come back to ask my question, now Mr. Mante has a book, Financial Independence is Possible by Paul Kofi Mante. And then there's another one that says Foundation for Financial Independence, Paul Kofi Mante. And then the third book, Operation 1 Million Ghana Cedis. Wow. I need to read this one. 1 million Ghana cedis, Paul Kofi Mante, and said, did you know you could make 1 million Ghana cedis? Ask me how. So when it comes to finances and family finances, business finances, everything finances, we've got the right person in the studio and we are blessed. Where do we get copies of these books?
The shelf filling stations,
Okay.
Challenge Bookshop, or you can follow me on social media.
Yeah,
you put in a request, somebody will respond and deliver to you.
Okay. Okay, the Facebook, you
Paul,
have Facebook.
Yeah, Paul Kofi Mante.
Kofi Mante.
Yeah.
Paul Kofi Mante. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Or you can also get in touch with Mrs. Linda Mante on Facebook, and she will help you do that. Well, thank you so much. So let me come to you, Mr. Mante. So this notion that a man has a specific role when it comes to family finances and a woman should have a specific role, does it apply? Does it work? Like we say that the man has to pay the school fees. He has to pay the electricity. He has to give money for the house. The money for the woman is her money. Yeah. Or to support, as some people say, not to provide, but to support.
Yeah. Ohene, you're a very good question. I will want to build on the question with the statement I made earlier on. Every marriage is unique. Yeah. So what works for one couple may not work for another. In our case, so I pay the school fees. I take care of the school fees. But I pay the school fees for us. I use our money that I make to pay the school fees. Okay. So it's not an issue of a division of labor or division of expense that says that you are taking care of this. I handle that, but I handle that for us. Okay. She handles almost everything at home when it comes to the food we eat, most of the time, even the electricity bill. She handles all that. When she has cleared everything in her account, she will tell me that, Charlie, beside, the money is finished. The money is finished at my side. So make sure that you get some from your side. We need to do A, B, C, D. But we do all this.
But you do the same thing. If the money is finished on
exactly. Yes.
She can also support to pay the school fees and everything.
But you see, there is a principle in one of my books called the 10-20-70 principle. So when we 10-20-70. So
which comes together to make 100.
Which comes to 100, and it's 100%. Yeah. So when we are paid, we pay our tithes of 10%. Okay. And what we've done over the years, we pay joint tithes. Okay. So we just issue one check. It's either on my account or her account, but we issue one check for our tithes. Okay. That is 10%. After that, 20% is for investment for our future. Okay. So that 20% is again a 20% of our. In fact, it was 20% of our combined income. Now we've increased the percentage, but I recommend a minimum of 20%. Now the 70% left will be for the school fees and for the rent and for the utility bills and all that. So it's okay if what works for a couple is that the man will handle this and the woman will handle that, as long as there is transparency and there is full disclosure.
And this is something that must be discussed and agreed upon, not presumed.
No.
We've taken, as a society, we've taken it for granted that when the man has money, it's fine. The man, take care of the woman. But it's not because the woman is lording it, but the man has this insecurity that so that every little thing that happens, many misunderstand why you think it's because it's your money, because you are taking care of it. So in an instance where the woman has more money than the man, how do you manage the situation?
Yeah. I don't find anything wrong at all with a woman making more money than the husband. I wish that Linda will make more money than me. And there were times in our marital life when she made more money than me. Yeah. But it didn't make any difference. It comes back to understanding each other. It comes back to, and I'll go back to biblical principles, the woman understanding that the Bible says that the man is the head, or the husband is the head of the home. And the wife needs to submit to the husband, just like the church submits to Christ.
Yeah.
So the woman may have more money than the husband, but she still sees the husband as
the head of
the family. But it doesn't end there. The husband must also love the wife, because we talk about the woman without living what the Bible instructs the husbands to do. The Bible says that the husband, the man, needs to love the wife like Christ loved the church and gave himself up for the church.
Exactly.
Christ came to die for the church. So if the Bible tells us to love our wives just like Christ loved the church, that means that you must be ready, to go every length for your wife. What it means is that if you have one car at home and somebody needs to use it, it must be the wife, not the husband. Because the husband, you are loving the wife just like Christ loved the church.
And you have a bigger responsibility.
And you have a bigger responsibility.
Than the woman who is supposed to submit.
If you have two cars, one SUV and one small old Opel Kadett that sometimes needs to be pushed, it must be the man using the Opel Kadett. So there is nothing wrong at all if the woman can submit and the wife can love. I want her to make more money. It will be beautiful. My wife is $1 millionaire.
You see?
And I will be chopping
You
some
see?
of the money.
And enjoying it.
Yes.
Enjoying it. When you are traveling, you say, Madam, bring your card.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, now.
Oh, yeah, now. Make we go spend up. Wow, this has been really revealing. Now, in conclusion, what is your advice? We know, you and I know, that marriages are crumbling, marriages are breaking, all because of this issue of money. As they say, money, small thing, just money, and then everything is ended. The marriage has ended, sometimes so bitterly.
You see, we need to plan as a family our finances. We need to also, like I said, get the children involved in doing this thing. We also need to think about the future of the children. What schools we want them to go to. What kind of community do you want to live in? You see, when you plan ahead, it curtails a lot of these pressures that we have. Sometimes the mistake that we did was that something like, when it comes to housing, we were looking at building a very huge house. But in marriage, you should have what we call the first house. And you can also later on look at your dream house.
Yeah.
So your first house should be your first house. A 3-bedroom house. Cute. It's okay. We don't have to put so much pressure. Again, those who are yet to get into marriage. Don't put up so much pressure because you have seen that this person did this kind of wedding and then go about borrowing money to do a wedding for the gram. I hear this time, we have what we call the Instagram wedding. The 7th-year wedding. Everything is in sevens.
That's right.
7 bridesmaids, 7 whatever.
7th-year cake.
Yes.
Boy.
You know the thing. You know what's up.
I didn't cut cake even during my wedding.
You see, but the younger ones have this kind of perception and this unhealthy competition. So right from day one, they enter into the marriage with debt. When we married, Ohinere, we didn't have a TV. My husband and I, we didn't have a TV. We didn't have a radio.
We live in
somebody's voice quarters
for 5 years.
That's right.
But we had a plan
ahead.
Today, when we are going, sometimes the children will ask, which of the cars are we using? We started from somewhere, and then we had the future in mind. And then we started building it gradually, without forgetting also that we are looking at the future, but we also need to enjoy small.
Yeah.
So we have what we call the high life, which in investing into the future, we also enjoy today. So we have an account that we put something aside every month for high life. For chopping. Man for enjoy small.
Thank you.
You see,
Life is a journey and we must enjoy it.
it must be enjoyed.
Yesterday is gone. We can't do anything about yesterday. We hope for tomorrow.
Yeah.
But we don't have tomorrow.
Yes.
We have today.
Thank you.
So we plan for tomorrow.
Yeah.
We will enjoy today.
That's it. That's it. Yeah.
So we need to plan and enjoy. Most relationships or marriages, the marriage is like a triangle. Church, work, home. Church, work, home, 5 years. Church, work, home, 10 years. There is nothing like enjoyment.
Where you have to go for holidays and have Cambodia, Tunisia.
Cambodia, and then it is Tunisia.
And then the next one is which one?
It's Russia.
Russia.
And now
it shall not be a portion.
Yes. And you see, when you put so much pressure on the lady, it becomes Slovakia.
She becomes slow.
Not responsive.
No.
Because
One bread. Girls are bread.
Why I said old Dick's Bible. If you want to read Psalms, you open and open. Sometimes you have to add some slow. Why are you slow? But if you add some small highlights, it becomes like a digital Bible.
On the tablet.
You touch and she responds.
Yeah, you think Mrs. Mante is bad. Now you made her husband. Mr. Mante, in conclusion, your final way.
Planning, financial planning is important. Financial independence will not just happen.
Yeah.
It must be deliberate. So plan your finances. Talk to a financial planner. Talk to a financial consultant and be deliberate about the future you want to have.
And I say amen to that. Thank you so much. And again, Mr. Mante's books, Paul Kofi Mante, Operation 1 million Ghana cedis. Now that's, I need to read it. Charlie, we'll get there. And then Foundation for Financial Independence. And then the third one is Financial Independence is Possible. Paul Kofi Mante. You can get it at all the Shell filling stations, across the country. And then social media as well. And on that note, I'd like to talk to you about A Bit of Me. Have you bought your copy of A Bit of Me? It's an inspirational, motivational book. And it's out there. You can call 0543-618182. And we'll tell you where you can get a copy from your vicinity. We have it in Kumasi, in Obuasi, in Sunyani, in Cape Coast, Takrade, Tema, Accra, and Koforidua as well. And when you call the number, we'll let you know where you can get a copy of it. We take a break. When we come back, I'll give you a bit of me. I do not seek to boast. I mean, I don't mean to boast, but I think I can confidently say and dare say that my wedding is to date one of the most talked about, most watched, and most celebrated ceremonies. But you know what? During that wedding, I didn't wear $1 million dress. I didn't wear a $10,000 gown. I didn't wear a designer gown. I didn't even cut a wedding cake. And nobody noticed, because if they had noticed, the bloggers would have taken it out. The reason why we didn't cut a cake, don't worry, the story will be in part 2 of my book, A Bit of Me. So when you hear it's out, you better rush and go and get it. You see, we don't have to be in competition with anybody. There's a saying that you cut your coat according to your size. But now it's been refined to say you cut your coat according to the material you have. Work with what you have. Plan, plan, plan. The past is gone. The now and the future is what matters the most. Money is so important. It can make and unmake a relationship. It can make or break a marriage. And many marriages are breaking down because of money. And sometimes it's because right from the beginning, there was a lot of lies. There was no transparency. People came in with so much baggage, debt, and then becomes a problem. There's no trust in marriage anymore. Man and woman, nobody knows how much the other earns. Of course, you don't need permission before you use your money rightfully earned. But then, when it comes to the bigger issues, when it comes to keeping the home, when it comes to the children, there must be transparency. How the money is used matters. It matters. The future is so important. Life is not that straightforward. There can be ups and downs. Today you have it, tomorrow you don't have it. So please, let's be wise. Let's plan as a family to liberate our children, to liberate each other financially, so that when the unfortunate happens, the children don't have to suffer. The husband doesn't have to suffer. It is always the two of us. We are in this together as a couple. Why cheat? Why lie? All because of money. And then in the long run, they said, oh, so because of money. Sometimes it's not just because of the money, but because of the lies, the falsehood. Some people make their wives go and take loans for them, and then it becomes the wife's burden. Some women do the same. Financial transparency is paramount. I remain the woman with super crazy faith in God. God knows I have my own financial issues. But then, thank God for wisdom. Let's learn to apply it. Thanks for watching. See you same time next week. Bye for now. And we are back. Charlie. Oh, Kwame, we are back. I didn't say, yes, roll. Let's go. Yadro.
3, 2, 1. You didn't go for a minute.
Huh?